SK Vibemaker.
SK Vibemaker, Rinse FM, my interviews are hotter, and I'm very happy to have Shakka in the virtual room today. You get me?
Man said, my interviews are hotter. When did you start saying that phrase? Was that like a...
I started saying it about 2 years ago because my interviews are hotter, and I would challenge any other person out there doing interviews to chat to me. And I'm saying my interviews are hotter. Get me?
That's right.
Ask about me, man. Google a thing.
That's right. Say it with your chest. Say it with your whole chest.
So you know what, man? Let's cut to the chase, man. Let's talk about the state of UK based R&B at the moment. A lot of people have a lot of things to say about it. Definitely, you are in that category of UK based R&B. What's your take on the state at the moment? There's a lot of talent coming through. I
think it's hard. Etta Bond, as an example, has been making dope music for time. She's got a song called I mean, I'm going to paraphrase this, but I should be chilling on a beach with you. And she's got like a garage remix that's existing right now, and that's dope. There's a girl called Bella, and she's got a song called Cause You Can. And I haven't stopped playing that song. It's the writing, the delivery, just the overall texture and the vibe of the record. Like, it just bangs. Like, you can put that alongside a Summer Walker record and be in the same zone. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, those two I'm really messing with. And there's a bunch. Abe Zahara, Angel, I'm waiting for a new project from him. He's been teasing so many demos on the gram, and deep down inside I'm just like, bruv, I need a new soundtrack for the summer. So whenever you're ready, we can do this album. And then there's me. But apparently, when you're humble, you're not meant to big up yourself like that. So I'm just not going to say it.
And I just want to put some artists on records as well, man. Tiana Major 9. I want to say Joy Cooks. I want to say Summer Banton. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Some dope artists, man.
Tiana Major 9 in particular. All I do is think about you. She's also got a song with the brother from Earth Gang.
Collide.
When we collide. Yeah, like I was in LA. Right, I was in LA when I wrote "Hold Me Back," and she was doing a showcase. And so I just rolled up. I hollered at Cass's Parallel People Angels team, you know what I mean? And he was in LA working with her as well. So I hollered at him. I'm like, "Where is it?" He's like, "Yes, at this spot. Pull up now." And she jumps on stage, and she starts to sing. Yeah, and the band is clean, and she opens her mouth and starts singing, and people are just like. Like, they're not on their phones, they're not going anywhere else. And I saw that, and I was like, this is mad, because her accent is like mine, and she has every single one of their ears. We're in a good space. We're in a very good space, and we weren't in this space 5 or 6 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, you needed to have a drop in your song for it to get playlisted. Now it's just like, yo, does the song bang? And if it does, then yay you know, like. Straight up. We're in a nice space, man.
There's so many other artists I can mention to the list as well, but I want to say Mira May and I want to say Celeste has to be in that list as well.
You're making me look whack for not mentioning these names, because I'm fans of all of these people. Like I've been oh man, like Mira May has a song called Rendezvous with Coltrane. He's another one. Sinead Harnett. I'm gonna stop. Like Rendezvous bangs. And her writing is dope as well. I've been a fan of her work for a very, very long time. So,
now, you mentioned about the British accent there. And I feel like there's a time when the British accent weren't cool to be a singer based in the UK, being an R&B singer. Like, UK artists didn't want to have that. But then I feel like there's some artists that are saying now that they want to preserve the Britishness, but then they do another thing when they make their songs. How important do you think it is to preserve the Britishness as a UK-based R&B artist? Like the accent, the sound, the culture.
Well, it's a good question, you know. Like, I can't speak for anybody else. I can't, and I won't. But I can speak for myself, and I can say that I am not myself, and I won't be Shakka unless I have my accent. It doesn't compute for me not to sing based on the way I speak, if that makes sense. Like, let's not get it twisted. We grew up indoctrinated by American accents from birth, right? Like, in the house, I'm listening to Michael Jackson. I'm listening to Aretha Franklin. I'm listening to even Bob Marley. Even though he has his Jamaican accent, his twang from the funk will come from the States. Do you know what I mean? But over time, I'm being exposed to people like Tawiya, and I'm being exposed to people like Roots Maneuver, and then Grime, obviously. And in my mind, I'm just like, we like the slang and the accent of the United States, whether you're from the South, whether you're from West Coast or East Coast, it doesn't matter. We're still entertained by, you know, the way they throw certain words out there, you know, and we're exactly the same. Like, I get gassed when I hear D double go, it's muy. Like, they don't, that doesn't exist in the United States. Do you know what I mean? And so it's only right that, you know, that I just put my ingredients in there. It's important. It's very, very important because it carries everything that we come from. I talk about this too much, but here's the other thing. Our lineage with black music in the UK is different to the lineage of black music in the United States. We would have drill, then we would have, prior to that, grime, then prior to that, UK garage, then prior to that, jungle, then prior to that, soundboy music. And soundboy music would be from Yard, from Jamaica. The United States would have what we have as, I guess, trap. Prior to that, hip hop and R&B. Prior to that, maybe neo soul and jazz. Prior to that, blues. This isn't to say that we didn't intertwine at certain points, but this is definitely to say that if I say something like, beating out the ting, like, that's a phrase from the Caribbean, you know? Like, only we could say that, you know? So it's important that we wave our flag, whatever color that looks like, we recognize it ourselves. And so when we go over there, they know that we're not like everybody else, you know? We have our own DNA, and it's firing and it's strong and it's sick, you know? And it's just as sexy and as filled with attitude and as fresh as anything else that comes your way on the radio, you know? So
what does it take for this UK based R&B sound to elevate and be more healthy? Because if we look back over the years, there's been limited crossover success. I mean, we can mention maybe a handful of artists: Craig David, Shola Amar, Beverly Knight. Do you know what I'm saying? Kelly LaRock, Tayo Cruz, more recently Mahalia, and Georgia Smith. But we're straight. It's like, it's not a lot. You know what I mean? So what needs to happen to elevate the health and sustainability of this UK-based R&B thing?
I think collaboration is definitely one thing that can cause us to elevate. If we had moments, if we had like back-to-back EPs in the same way that you had Drake versus Lil Wayne, or I'm probably going to use other Drake examples, or even Chris Brown with Young Thug. Like, these are just fun moments that could exist in the stratosphere.
But why does it need to be collaboration though? Why can't the sound elevate by itself? The talent is on par, if not, you know, bigger than some of these other artists that you're mentioning they should collaborate with.
Well, bear in mind, I'm not saying that collaboration is the main and sole solution as to how we can get this gorgeous piece of art outside into the world. You know what I mean? I feel like that's definitely one way, because, for example, you'll see someone like a Tiana Major 9 who's deservedly so getting the most love from the United States. The songs bang. People are like, yo, I want to see more of this stuff. When she posts something on her stories of someone that she's listening to, the American fans are like, who is Kaleem Taylor? Like, who is, I mean, I guess a lot of them may already know Mahalia, but they may not know Bella, you know? And so, like, moments where we cross-pollinate is where things just get shared by osmosis. I try not to put so much emphasis upon, I guess, platforms and outlets that can, like, broadcast your stuff to the world. Yeah, definitely, it helps, and the exposure is so important for our livelihood and our careers, you know? Without it, there's not many people that can learn about the music unless you've got something so controversial or so groundbreaking that people have to talk about it, you know? I think with that in mind, I try not to say, oh, I want to be on this playlist, or, oh, I want this person to champion me, or, oh, I need this cosign. In my mind, I'm just like, the song needs to bang, and then the video needs to connect. And then from there on, humans will decide, you know? Around that, we'll probably make some moments, you know? I probably might jump on the gram and do like a hit them folks, or source up the camera and be like, happy Valentine's Day. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's all just communicating the energies and the emotions that we want to communicate. And I think one of the ways in which you could do that is it's by collabing. It's by making fun stuff together. We have nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Now, don't laugh at me, man. When I first heard When You Pull Up, I thought you were singing Money Pull Up. Yeah, nah, nah, nah. So I was thinking, rah, Shakka is saying that this girl needs a money pull up. I was thinking, that's so sick. As I started listening to it a bit more, I was thinking to myself, as a DJ, you know, I'm slightly deaf in it. So like, has anybody else said that to you?
As a DJ, you know I'm slightly deaf. First off, no one said that to me. I'll tell you that much, first and foremost. Second, money pull up is a phrase that I've also never heard of before, but I'm definitely going to incorporate that in my lexicon.
What?
When I go to money pull up.
You've never heard of money? As a DJ, somebody comes up to you in a dance, yeah? Obviously a Caribbean descent, sometimes African descent as well. Money pull up, and they slap down the money for you to wheel up the tune, because some DJs are stushed with the wheel ups. Money pull up.
Okay. So what? If I have a 10 or a 50, me just
slap it down. Right. Money pull up. Wheel up the tune. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, some DJs are stush and they say no pull up, so it's a money pull up. So I thought you were singing money pull up. The girl is supposed to get a money pull up. That's what I thought you were singing.
I'm going to use it from now on. There has to be a space to use it in a song, because that phrase is too sweet and too full of culture for me not to inject in somewhere. It was always "I'm forever when you pull up," and nobody else has told me it sounded like money pull up. But you are the first.
It's just me. So talking about the single, you know what I'm saying? When you pull up, the credits say that Mark Hill and Craig David have co-written credits on this. I don't know if that's because of the Fill Me In sample, or did they actually co-write the song with you?
It is indeed because of the Fill Me In sample. So the song was written front to back and produced front to back by me prior to us going up to them and being like, "Hey guys, we have this sample at the end of the song, and we have this sample here because we essentially want to pay homage to the era that you guys championed and the era that you guys led. And I wouldn't be myself and I wouldn't exist in this time period had it not been for the contributions of Born to Do It." And they were gracious enough to clear the sample, you know. I've been in the studio with Craig David, and I'm fortunate to say that we're fans of each other. I guess me more so than him, but I would love to, there has to be a time where we get in, because we've done some stuff together, and I either need to finish that demo or we just need to make some more stuff. But yeah, that's the story behind that. That's the story behind that.
So we was talking earlier about you being independent and your freedom and you enjoying that and reveling in that at the moment.
That's right.
I think SOS in 2019 was your last single that was released on Island Records. So since then you've been releasing music on Westbourne Productions, right?
Yes, that is my own outfit.
That's your own outfit, your own label. What's the plans for that, man? Westbourne Productions.
So it was born from West. There's a road called Westbourne Park Road that I was born and raised on, and this is in Notting Hill in Abercrombie, and it just symbolized the place of humble beginnings. You know, it symbolized the place of doing the best you can with what you have, and I want that to be the core ethic and ideology with all of the music that comes from there. Mm-hmm. And that could not just be from me, but it could just be from the writers I work with and the producers I work with. Further down the line, I definitely want to put some music out. I don't care how we do it. I don't care about necessarily signing someone to the label and be like, okay, cool, this is your ideology. It's just, if you're down and you're dope, let's collab. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I've had the benefit of working with Idris Elba, with Rock Nation, with Neo, with Sean Paul, with Dua Lipa, with Boy Better Know, with so many different people. And I've learned so much as a writer and as a producer and as an engineer and as a performer and as a singer. And there's so many people who like me or who are like me at the age of 18, 19, 20, 21. They're on the gram and they're murking, but they're not sure how to put an album together. They're not sure how to put a mixtape together. They may not know what a banging chorus sounds like or how to hold the mic when they're on stage. There's so many things that could be passed on to them. You know what I mean? I'd like to believe that I'm one of them, but I'd also like to believe that I know somebody that knows somebody that does exactly the same thing. I feel like if R&B is going to murk, we just need more people like me to pass on that same knowledge, to be like, yo, okay, cool. Here's how we got to do it. And if you did it this way, you're murk. If you do it that way, here's how it happened for this person, you know? Passing on cheat codes is kind of my MO with, one of the reasons that I have this outfit. And then the second thing is that ownership is important. And I feel like I'm in a place where, I mean, at present, I have the beautiful joint venture with Based Rebels and Marathon Artists. And this has just started with this song, with When You Pull Up. And we're fortunate enough to be able to benefit from financial backing in that endeavor. At the same time, there's still an effort, or rather an emphasis on making sure that you own your stuff and making sure that you're aware of the power of your own stuff, like where it gets used in a TV show, like how do we pitch it for a movie? Do you know what I mean? Like the bars that we come up with are worth so much more than we give them credit for. So yeah, that's where my headspace is at, man. That's where I'm at with the team. And I'm super thankful to be working with them. I'm super thankful to still be working with Nikki DeRosara, who I've been working with for 10 years now. And I'm happy to have, as a side note, support from the BPI. They invested. And so now we have the ability to be able to promote not only in the UK, but stateside, you know? So there's a lot of blessings that are coming my way, you know, regarding this whole camp and this whole project. But the only way is up, man. Westside Productions to the world.
I mean, so talented, many say very underrated, and I agree with both those statements. How would you summarize the 10-year journey to this point thus far, man?
The best decision of my life. The best decision of my life. Like everyone comes to a crossroads rather, when they can contemplate doing something like music. Like, it's not easy. Like you don't have the check coming to your account at the end of every month. Like you don't have someone saying you're gonna, you know, level up in the ranks. This is all based on how good your writing is, how good your brand is and your image is, how engaging you are, how much of a what kind of a reason people have to buy into everything that you represent. You know what I mean? So it's a challenging game, but I'm thankful that I'm here. I'm thankful that people still want to hear the music, and I'm thankful that Vibemaker still wants to interview, man. And tell the world about the tunes and that. You know what I mean? This
guy's too humble.
No, but it's the truth. It's the truth. You're right. A decade, like, is, you look back and you're like, raw, and then you just write the next song, if that makes sense. But no, I'm very thankful to be in this place.
SK Vibemaker.